Hi everybody, today we're going to solve the TKT CLIL sample question paper together. As you might know already, the time limit given to this paper is 1 hour and 20 minutes, that is 80 minutes, and there are 80 questions on this paper. That means every question not just carries 1 mark, but it also has to be solved in approximately 1 minute. That is, there is 1 minute per question. So let's begin, shall we? In this group of questions, we've got the main names of CLIL, and we have to match them with the classroom activities. The main names of CLIL are based on the 4 C's model. We've got content, communication, cognitive skills, and awareness of citizenship. So let's take a look at the classroom activities and match them up with the main names of CLIL. Number 1, learners discuss in groups how they set up their science experiments. This is about communication skills. Learners find out about different ways to reuse materials. This is awareness of citizenship. The teacher highlights the parts of a river from a geography text which the learners have just read. This is a content vocabulary because they're talking about the parts of a river. In pairs, learners present their technology projects using PowerPoint. This is communication skills. Number 5, learners classify plants according to several criteria. This is cognitive skills. Learners predict the outcome of an electricity experiment. This is, again, cognitive skills. Learners do a web search to see how to clean up a local pond. This is awareness of citizenship. Now let's take a look at all the answers. In the next group of questions, we need to match different activities with different language areas. We need to find a non-answer. Let's look at number 8. For writing about an experiment on gravity the learners did in the lab, we need the past tense and different comparative forms. We do not need question tags. Number 9. For writing a quiz on facts about whales, we need question forms and the present tense. We do not need exclamations. Number 10. For designing a poster describing the digestive process, we need conjunctions of time and impersonal pronouns. We do not need reported speech. For working in groups to label parts of the body, we need language for checking answers and singular and plural forms of nouns. We do not need adverbs of frequency. For taking part in a class discussion speculating about the climate in the future, we need modal verbs expressing possibility or probability, and language for expressing opinions. We do not need vocabulary for expressing feeling. Number 13. For reconstructing a text on how glass is made, we need passive forms and sequencing words. We do not need superlative forms. Now, let's take a look at the answers. In the next group of questions, we're going to match the main thinking skills to teachers' questions. The main thinking skills are reasoning, creative thinking, and evaluating. Let's look at number 14. How would you assess the different rhythms you heard played on the percussion instruments? The answer is reasoning. Number 15. According to the graph, which is the city with the highest rainfall? This is again reasoning. Who would you think are the most interesting characters in the historical biography? This is evaluating. Number 17. Which features would you like to have in your ideal ecological school? This is creative thinking. Number 18. What new sport would you invent which could be played in space? This is creative thinking. Again. Number 19. Which prime minister behaved responsibly during the talks on the peace process? This is evaluating. Now let's take a look at the answers. In the next group of questions, we're going to match the learning skills to the different instructions. The learning skills are locating information, organizing information, and communicating information. Number 20. Listen to the music, then beat out the rhythm to your partner. This is communicating information. Number 21. Do a web search to help you find out how rubbish is recycled in different countries. This is locating information. 22. Decide which data to put on the x-axis of the graph. This is organizing information. 23. Put the pictures in order of the life cycle. This is organizing information. 24. Use any classroom resources to discover if there are any birds which can't fly. This is locating information. 25. Show your example of the 15th century Italian art and explain 4 of the symbols in it. This is communicating information. Now, let's take a look at the answers. In the next group of questions, we're going to look at some extracts and match them to different lesson plan headings. One lesson plan heading is an extra. Let's look at number 26. To be able to explain how rivers are formed. This is intended learning outcomes. 27. Identifying processes, identifying cause and effect, predicting consequences. This is thinking skills. 28. A model of mountains and a valley, a tub of water. This is resources. 29. We've studied how rain affects different soils, sand, clay, rock, etc. And next lesson, we will go on a trip to study our local river. This is syllabus fit. 30. A valley, it cuts through. An estuary, it runs down or towards. Steep, deep, it wears away. This is target language. 31. Learners take it in turns to pour water onto the tops of model mountains and then describe what happened and will happen to it. This is procedure. Now, let's take a look at the answers. In the next group of questions, we're going to look at the names of several visual organizers. One of them is an extra. Let's look at number 32. It's a cycle. 33. Tree diagram. 34. Pie chart. 35. Carol diagram. 36. Bar chart. 37. Column table. 38. Venn diagram. In the next couple of questions, we're going to look at some coursebook examples and the ways of focusing on content used in them. So let's take a look at number 39. A variety of font styles. This is used in text B. Activating prior knowledge. This is used in text A. In the questions, what are teeth for and what kinds of teeth are there? 41. Classification task is used in text C with the colors red, blue, and green. 42. Personalization. This is used in text C, a drawing of your friend's teeth. 43. Repetition of key vocabulary. This is used in text B with the different types of the teeth repeated twice. 44. Encouraging production of the target language. This is used in text A with the 2 questions there. Now, let's take a look at the answers. In the next group of questions, we're going to classify different science activities according to activity types. Let's look at number 45. Read the text and then add the key words to the diagram of the ear. This is labeling. 46. Look at the description again. Number the stages as they occur in the design process. This is ordering. 47. There are 3 states of matter, S, L, and G. This is word completion. 48. Put the materials into the correct column, animal, mineral, and plant. This is classifying. 49. Listen to the recording about planets and complete the table in your course book. This is information transfer. 50. Draw a line from the adjectives to the definitions. This is matching. Now, let's take a look at the answers. In the next group of questions, we're going to match teacher's language to teaching purposes. Let's look at number 51. Let's brainstorm together different ways of recording information. This is activating prior knowledge. 52. These are called databases. This is Excel. These are known as column graphs. This is pre-teaching vocabulary. 53. Discuss with a partner which of these databases will be the most effective for presenting average monthly temperatures. This is developing communicative skills. 54. Look at the screen as I explain. Open Excel. Click on the chart wizard button and using column graph, write the temperatures. Click finish to see the graph. Now you try. This is giving a practical demonstration. 55. Complete these sentences using the information from your graph. January was dash month. July and August were dash months. November wasn't dash month. This is providing a language support frame. 56. Use the internet to find the average monthly temperatures in 2 cities, one in Europe and one in Asia. Put the information into a spreadsheet using Excel. This is developing learner independence. 57. You've missed out a column on your spreadsheet. Look at it again and tell me what it is. This is giving feedback. Now, let's take a look at the answers. In the next group of activities, we need to match learner's language with scaffolding strategies. The scaffolding strategies are giving positive feedback, breaking a task down into steps, and reminding the group of the aim of a task. Let's look at number 58. The first thing we have to do with the data is decide which criteria we'll use to sort it out into different columns. This is breaking a task down into steps. 59. The weather map we've drawn should really help us with our homework. This is giving positive feedback. 60. We need to work out the fractions without using a calculator. This is reminding the group of the aim of the task. 61. So the idea is to find out which material is the strongest, okay? This is reminding the group of the aim of a task. 62. Right. We must make sure we've saved our results on a spreadsheet before we go on. This is breaking a task down into steps. Come on. What we have to do is identify the healthiest food, not the 3 healthiest foods. This is reminding the group of the aim of the task. 64. The pie chart's accurate, but you need to add a title. This is giving positive feedback. Now, let's take a look at the answers. In the next group of questions, we're going to match teaching instructions to learning strategies. One of the learning strategies is an extra. Let's take a look at number 65. The teacher tells the students to divide their maths notebooks into separate sections for different topics. This is organizing learning. 66. Write the keywords in their geography notebook and illustrate them. This is using visual prompts to aid memory. 67. Ask for help whenever they have not understood how to record data on graphs. This is seeking clarification. 68. Write a list of the things they want to achieve in economics by the end of the term. This is setting learning goals. 69. Express their ideas about protecting the environment even when they are not sure of all the English words. This is risk-taking. And finally, 70. Read their Keep Healthy advertisements aloud to themselves at home. This is facilitating auditory learning. Now let's take a look at the answers. In the next group of questions, we're going to look at different activities and match them to different types of assessment. One of the types of assessments is an extra. Let's look at number 71. The learners are looking through their notebooks and answering questions to find out what they know and don't know about population growth. This is each learner is self-assessing his or her own understanding of content. 72. The learners have written sentences using comparative forms which the teacher is now marking. This is the teacher is assessing the learner's language skills. 73. Learners are conducting interviews about what they did last week and making a note of their partner's use of sequencing words. This is learners are assessing each other's language skills. 74. Each learner is rereading a biography they have written for homework before handing it in to the teacher. They are checking whether it is well paragraphed and has a clear introduction and conclusion. This is, each learner is self-assessing his or her own language skills. 75. The learners have written some quiz questions about historical events they studied this term, and they are now talking in groups, asking each other their questions. This is, learners are assessing each other's understanding of content. Now let's take a look at the answers. In the final group of questions, we need to match the language problems with different support strategies. Now, one of these support strategies is an extra. Let's take a look at number 76. Learners may not understand the general structure of a population report. In this case, we can include a diagram of the text. 77. Learners may not understand keywords in the report about the electricity experiments. In this case, we can include a glossary. 78. Learners may not understand what they need to do in answering the math problems. In this case, we can paraphrase parts of the instructions. 79. Learners may not have enough English to write full sentences for the economics questions. In this case, we can let learners use some L1. Number 80. Learners often take longer to process both content and target language when reading several long history texts. In this case, we can allow learners more time. Now, let's take a look at the answers. And that's it. That's your whole TKT CLIL sample question paper solved. Good luck. Bye.